You already know who it is. It's Sugar Nine. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Need Some Sugar podcast, the number one kitchen table talk style podcast, where I told you, bitch, over here, we're family. Because what? It's good, but it needs some sugar. And now, of course, I want to properly introduce myself. Hey, family. I go by Sugar Na. You can call me Sugar Na. You can call me Shug, or you can call me Sugar. That's it. Those are the only three options. Thank you. Love you. So why did I start this podcast? I started this podcast I got something to say. And I feel like, what I have to say needs to be heard. Most of it is gonna be, just me being funny and me giving my opinion on things that are going on social media, celebrity gossip, some world news if it's really like that serious. And then I'm gonna definitely open up my DMs to you guys to send me topics that you would like for me to cover and talk about, because I feel like people like to hear my opinion on things. I think I give a good outlook on things. Like I said, I'm funny as hell, so most of the time, even when I'm being serious, I throw a joke or two in there. I have to. That's how I deal with life. I don't know what trauma triggered that in my childhood, but I like to be funny when something serious is going on. It just it breaks up the mood. It lightens the air. Okay. Now, this podcast, I'm going to cuss a lot. But however, I cuss a lot because it tastes good. It just naturally comes out. I'm going to try not to cuss that much because I know how that can sound. But if it comes out, it comes out, bitch. I want this to really feel like we're family sitting at the table talking. Whether you sitting at the table with me and we drinking tea, coffee, juice, fucking we drinking smoothies, or bitch, if we drinking wine and liquor, not liquor, okay? Whether it's a cocktail or we taking shots, I just want everyone to feel comfortable. I want to create an environment where you listen to the podcast, you're relaxing, you're just sitting there, I say something, you laugh at it, and you go on about your day. I do want you to take something away from the podcast every time you listen to an episode. I want you to say, you know what? Let me try to do things a little bit differently moving forward. Or let me approach this situation like this instead of like that. Okay? So regardless of all my shit talking, regardless of my opinion on celebrity news, because that's all it is my opinion. I don't know these motherfuckers personally, so if a celebrity ever listens to this podcast, hey babe, I don't know you personally. My opinion is strictly based on what I see on social media. If more information comes out, my opinion might change. If one day something comes out and I say, damn, you're wrong, but then something else comes out, I might say, oh, okay, now I understand why he did what he did. Like, for example, just an example. A lot of people were saying the baby was wrong for what he did to Danny Lay's brother. I don't. Didn't the brother say that it was on site? Then the fuck it's on site. I saw you, I cited you, and we fought. What the fuck you think this is? But also, I have to remember that some people didn't grow up the way I grew up. So people who grew up the way I grew up, they understand why he did what he did, and they completely respect it. People who didn't, they're like, oh, you shouldn't resort to violence. Sometimes a motherfucker needs to be smacked in their goddamn mouth. Like, sometimes that is very necessary for you to be smacked in your fucking mouth. Why keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth? Is it too early for me to talk about that? Because Will Smith, he walked up there and said, psh, and went and sat right the fuck back down. Hey, my opinion on that situation is just a little in the air. I really don't know. I don't know. Would I have smacked him? No. I just wouldn't have fucked with him after that. But you don't know what someone is going through, and that's the great thing about when I analyze a situation. I really take into consideration the person. I'm like, what was going on in their mind to make them do that? Now, the only time I don't do that is for pedophiles. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. I don't give a fuck what's going on in your mind, bitch. It shouldn't. Yeah, y'all get the point. But in a situation like that with Will Smith and Chris Rock, like, you don't know what Will was going through. Would I have smacked Chris Rock? No, I probably would have just never fucked with him again because that's just the type of person I am. I would never wanted to work with him in movies. I would have never wanted to speak to him at parties or any engagement. We just wouldn't have fucked with each other because of, and then if he asked why, I probably would have told him because of what you said about my wife. Plain and simple. Now to smack him, like I said, you don't know what the fuck people are going through. I'm heavy on leave people the fuck alone. Like whatever you do to someone could be their breaking point. Somebody could be going through something month after month, day after day, week after week, and then you do one little thing, and that is the straw that broke the camel's back. And now, bitch, they done strangled you out. They might try to kill you. They might really fuck you up. And you like, damn, what did I do that was so bad? Leave people alone. You don't know what people are going through. Okay? I just want y'all to understand that. Like some people like to mess with people just because they're bored or just because, which I never understood that. Like, how the fuck are you bored and you want to create drama? Like, that shit sounds stupid as hell to me. But that's besides the point. Okay. My opinion on things, I'm going to have a strong opinion on things because my opinion comes from me. Most of the time, I got all the facts. And if there is something that I missed and someone informs me of a fact that I missed and that changes my opinion, I will come on here and say, hey, my opinion on this has changed because A, B, and C. Okay. If I ever say something that offends anyone, I will apologize depending on what I said. Heavy on depending on what the fuck I said. I'm not about to sit here and apologize if I just, say a whole bunch of shit that you just don't like. I'm going to try to be very respectful of serious topics like racism, anything cultural, and also anything really LGBTQ plus. I'm going to try to be mindful of what I say because I know certain things are offensive and I'm still learning the proper terms, proper phrases, proper words, how to properly address people. Okay. So if I do say something offensive about any of those things that I just said, I will come back and apologize. I'm going to try not to. But at the end of the day, like I said, we're fucking family. Okay. So, family, you get mad at them. You do. But at the end of the day, what? You still love them. You be like, that's my sister. Right now, I don't fuck with that bitch, but I still love her. I don't fuck with her, but can't nobody else mess with her. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the type of environment I want to create with this podcast. That's how I want all my listeners to feel. I want you to feel like we're fucking family. Hey cuz, hey sis, hey bro, hey auntie, hey grandma, grandpa. I want you to come sit down, whatever drink you choose, listen, go on about your day, take something away from it, okay? So y'all know I can't let this podcast go any further without telling you how I got the nickname Sugar Nah. Now, before I get into this story, I do want to let you guys know that if you are part of this story, I am going to name drop. If you don't want your name to be dropped in any stories I might have in the future, just, hit me up, let me know. Like, you don't want me to say your name, be respectful. And, in the future, I won't bring up your name. Anyway, or I'll leave your name out of it. So anyway, I'm walking around the complex I grew up in called the Philadelphia Village Apartments in Egg Harbor City. I'm walking around with my friend Destiny, and we happen to see her dad, Devin. Now, Devin, I don't know if you had just got out of jail or if you hadn't been around for a while and then you just started coming. I don't know what happened, but Destiny was excited to see her dad. Okay. So, she embraced her dad. He embraced his daughter. And then, I'm just sitting there a little awkward because they having a little daddy-daughter moment. And I'm just like, mm-hmm. So then, once they're done, he was like, I know that's not Lil Nana because him and my dad were friends when I don't know if when they were growing up or when me and Destiny were little, but regardless, our dads were friends. So he was like, I know that's not Lil Nana. And one of my neighbors, she was like, her name is Ashaday. She was like, nah, that's Sugar Nah. That's Sugar Nah. That ain't Lil Nana. That's Sugar Nah. Now, mind you, she ain't never called me that before. I ain't never called myself that before. That she just pulled that out her ass and she got a big old ass. So I'm glad that she pulled that name out her ass because I need to give credit where credit is due. Ashaday is the reason why today I call myself Sugar Nah. I did not think of that name on my own. I just continued to use it after that day. Now I could have left that name right then and there, but it did have a little sauce to it. So I'm like, yo, that do ring a little bell. That do taste good when you say it, Sugar Nah. So I continued to use it. And also I think it stuck because at the time we used to go see guys and they would ask me what my name was, and I would say my name is Sugar Nah. They'd be like, "Oh, what you mean, like Suge Knight?" I guess I'm brolic as fuck and I don't play no games. So yeah, it fits. I can either be sweet or sour. Sugar nah. So I think that's why the name stuck. And then I continued to call myself that in videos when I continued to meet new people, especially all throughout high school. Like all the teachers, none of them really called me by my real name. All of them called me Sugar Nah or Sugar or Shug. Like it was so crazy how no one said my real name anymore. And my original nickname, Nana, which is only reserved for friends and family. So if you're not my friend and you're not my family, please don't call me that out of respect. Um, my original name, Nana, no longer was said by just, anybody. And also teachers actually forgot what my real name was, and people forgot what my real name was because people called me Sugar or Shug so much. And that just brings me to today. Like my nickname and my persona is Sugar Na. Like Sugar Na is this person who's loud, fun, has a lot of charisma, who's funny as hell, and who just loves to have a good fucking time. That is Sugar Na. That is the part of me that just is a free spirit and just is down for whatever. And we just gonna have fun. We gonna be positive and we gonna live life, right? So that is how I got the nickname Sugar Na, why I continue to call myself Sugar Na, and why Sugar Na is about to take off and be a household name. Now, y'all already know I'm going to close out this show with a quick story time about the time that some weird hoe found my Facebook page and started a whole argument with me because she said that I stole the name Sugar. Now, on Facebook, her name was Sugar Plum. My name on Facebook is Sugar Na. She found a random post on my timeline and commented that bitches can't be original. She's the original Sugar. Bitches wasn't calling themselves that, yada, yada, yada. Right. So I didn't see it until maybe a day later. And I read it and I'm like, who the fuck is this lady? I clicked on her page. We have no mutual friends. I don't even remember where it said she was from, but she wasn't even from Jersey, I don't think. But regardless, I didn't know this hoe. So I'm like, how the fuck did this bitch find my page? So that's the first thing I asked her. Like, first of all, watch your mouth. Second of all, how did you find my page? She did not answer how she found my page. Now, the comment section got lit the fuck up because my Facebook friends came and told that lady the fuck off. Like, who are you? She been calling herself Sugar since this year, that year. Get the fuck out of here, you weird. Like y'all really stood up for me, and I appreciate that. I ain't need it. Don't get me wrong, but I appreciated it. My friend Melissa had her foot on that bitch neck. I tell y'all that. Melissa was going in on that hoe until I blocked the bitch because I'm like, you know what? Beyonce said, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. And I was on my way to a pop up shop for Plus Sugar, which shout out to Plus Sugar, www.plussugar.com. We're having a 50% off sale. No code necessary. All items are marked down 50% off at checkout. Check that out if you plus size. But back to the story. Um, I just blocked her because I'm like, I'm not about to argue with no random bitch on Facebook. I don't have time for this. I'm about to go make some money. I'm about to go do something positive with Plus Sugar. Okay. And that brings me to why I said, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. Because Sugar Plum, I really pray that this podcast comes across your desk. I hope you still being a weird bitch and still searching on Facebook and the internets the word sugar because Need Some Sugar podcast is going to come up. Who is it owned by? Sugar LLC. Who is the host? Sugar Nah. Who is one of the sponsors? Plus Sugar, bitch. I need you to understand that while you were on Facebook being a weirdo, searching for the word sugar and laying claim to it on social media, I was actually putting in the footwork legally to own sugar. So I want you to sell a t-shirt that says sugar. I will sue you and you will not even be able to afford a thread to make the t-shirt. Okay? As a matter of fact, for Christmas this year, y'all, I'm gonna unblock this bitch. For Christmas this year, I'm gonna unblock everybody that I have blocked on Facebook. Cause what the fuck I got you blocked for? Y'all need to watch this glow up. And I hope y'all act right this time. If not, I'ma just ignore you. But I really want y'all to see this because I want y'all to see I'm a cool ass person. Like I get along with pretty much anybody. If somebody tells you that they don't like me, that's their problem because I don't do anything to anybody. I might talk some shit, but that's after you done said something about me or to me. I don't just randomly talk about people. Like, I ain't go mess with that lady. She came and messed with me. I chewed her ass up, or my friends chewed her ass up. I kept asking her, how does she find my page? She didn't answer. I blocked the bitch. I choose my peace over anything every fucking time. But now I'm going to unblock her so she could see this, y'all. What y'all think? But that was the story about the time that some weird asshole found my page. And like I said, I'm going to unblock her so she could find this podcast and listen to it. Hey, Sugar Plum. Hey, sis. How's it going, bitch? All right. I want to thank everyone for listening to the very first episode of Need Some Sugar podcast. I didn't want to do too much in this episode. I just wanted it really to be an introduction to who I am and what this podcast is going to be. And I also wanted to give you an opportunity to see if this is something and if I am someone that you can see yourself listening to on a weekly basis. I will be posting new episodes every Sunday. I'm going to try to shoot for noon. But I am a single mother, so if I don't get it up until 2:00, what you gonna do? Who gonna check me, boo? But I want you guys to also follow me on Instagram. That is at Sugarna, SUGGAHNA. The podcast Instagram is Sugar Podcast. That's SUGGAHPODCAST. You also can like the Facebook page that is Needs Some Sugar Podcast. Once again, that was Needs with an S, Needs Some Sugar Podcast. Because like I always say, it's good, but it needs some sugar. Bye. See you guys next week.